War, a word no one wants to hear, yet it looms in the shadows. While most of us go about our daily lives, behind the scenes, governments are mapping out military strategies, defense budgets are skyrocketing, and global tensions are reaching dangerous new heights. From relentless weapons testing to record-breaking military spending, the world is teetering on the edge of something big. So, which nations are secretly, or not so secretly, gearing up for potential war in 2025? Buckle up because some of these names might leave you stunned. The battlefield is being set. Alliances are shifting, and the stakes have never been higher. Who is preparing for conflict? Which countries are increasing their firepower at an alarming rate? Stay with us as we uncover the shocking truth. And before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss more explosive content like this. If you live in any of these countries, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 10, Iran has significantly escalated its military preparedness as tensions in the Middle East surge in 2024. The country has boosted its defense budget by a staggering 35%, allocating a massive $22 billion to enhance its missile systems, expand its naval forces, and ramp up drone production. At the helm of these military advancements is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, leading Iran's aggressive push for regional dominance. Iran now possesses the most extensive missile arsenal in the region. In July 2024, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps launched a chilling test of the Khaybar-Shikan missile, which boasts a formidable range of 450 kilometers, posing a direct threat to both Israel and U.S. military installations in the Gulf. Disturbingly, satellite imagery has uncovered the construction of new missile bases near Iran's western borders, reinforcing its strategic military footprint. Iran's influence through regional proxy forces has intensified dramatically. Hezbollah in Lebanon, Shia militias in Iraq, and the Houthis in Yemen have all received a surge in support. A shocking UN report revealed that Iran provided over 500 drones to these groups in 2024 alone, further destabilizing the region. Iran's naval presence has also become more aggressive. Warships have been conducting assertive patrols in the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz. In May 2024, a British oil tanker was brazenly seized, triggering global outrage and diplomatic fallout. With diplomatic negotiations crumbling, Iran's relentless military buildup signals that the country is gearing up for potential conflict in 2025. Number 9, Turkey. A key NATO ally with bold regional ambitions has dramatically escalated its military activities in 2024. Ankara has surged its defense budget by an astonishing 150%, reaching $28 billion. A clear signal of its determination to expand military influence across the Eastern Mediterranean, the Middle East, and beyond. One of Turkey's most formidable strengths lies in its advanced drone technology. The Bayraktar TB2 drones, already renowned for their effectiveness in conflicts like Libya and Ukraine, are now being enhanced with artificial intelligence, making them even deadlier on the battlefield. Turkey's defense industry is booming, with a 32% increase in arms exports in the first half of 2024, particularly to Africa and Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, tensions with Greece are heating up. Disputes over territorial waters in the Aegean Sea flared in March 2024, when Turkish fighter jets flew over Greek islands, sparking outrage. NATO has urged both sides to step back, but Ankara has maintained a strong military presence in the region, showing no signs of backing down. In Syria, Turkey has ramped up its military operations, reinforcing positions along the border and launching a fresh wave of strikes in April 2024 against Kurdish groups it considers terrorist threats, despite international condemnation. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has stood firm, declaring that securing Turkey's borders is an absolute priority. As Turkey juggles its NATO commitments and regional dominance, its preparations for possible conflicts are becoming more aggressive than ever. Number 8, Japan. Once a staunch advocate of pacifism, is now undergoing a dramatic transformation in its defense strategy. In 2024, the Japanese government unveiled an unprecedented $51 billion military budget, a staggering 26.3% increase from the previous year. This bold move comes in response to escalating threats, including China's aggressive maritime expansion and North Korea's relentless missile tests. Determined to strengthen its military capabilities, Japan is investing heavily in cutting-edge weaponry. Hypersonic missiles, long-range cruise missiles, and next-generation defense systems are now at the forefront of its arsenal. Perhaps most striking is Japan's acquisition of 105 F-35 stealth fighters, making it the largest foreign operator of these state-of-the-art jets. But the shift isn't just happening in the air. Tokyo is also ramping up its cybersecurity defenses to counter digital threats from adversarial nations. Tensions in the Senkaku Islands, claimed by China as the Diaoyu Islands, are reaching dangerous new levels. In early 2024, Chinese Coast Guard ships repeatedly violated Japanese waters, triggering fierce diplomatic protests. In response, Japan has reinforced its naval patrols and intensified joint military exercises with the United States. Public opinion is shifting too. In 2020, only 43% of Japanese citizens supported increasing military spending. By 2024, that number had soared to 64%, reflecting a growing national concern over security. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has underscored the urgent need for proactive defense measures to preserve stability in the Indo-Pacific. With threats rapidly escalating, Japan is preparing for military scenarios that once seemed unimaginable just a decade ago. Number 7, South Korea. Facing relentless threats from North Korea, South Korea has ramped up its military defenses in 2024. The government in Seoul has approved a staggering $52 billion defense budget, an 8% surge from the previous year, dedicating massive resources to missile defense, surveillance advancements, and naval expansion. The deployment of cutting-edge THAAD missile defense systems has significantly increased. In March 2024, South Korea's military successfully tested a powerful new interceptor designed to destroy North Korean hypersonic missiles mid-air. Meanwhile, the Air Force has strengthened its aerial power with the addition of state-of-the-art F-35A fighter jets, enhancing its ability to counter potential threats from the north. Military cooperation with the United States has also intensified. The 2024 Freedom Shield drills saw an unprecedented 300,000 troops participating in large-scale war simulations, preparing for worst-case scenarios. In response, North Korea fired missiles and issued chilling warnings of unimaginable consequences, further escalating regional tensions. South Korea is also reinforcing its naval strength. In April 2024, newly deployed submarines armed with ballistic missiles began patrolling the Yellow Sea, signaling a firm stance against growing threats from both North Korea and China. With tensions on the Korean peninsula at a boiling point, Seoul is accelerating its military readiness, leaving no room for vulnerability in safeguarding its national security. Number 6, Israel. Israel has sharply escalated its military preparedness in reaction to mounting regional threats. The nation's defense budget surged to a staggering $27 billion in 2024, an 18% jump from the previous year, reflecting a strong focus on missile defense, advanced drone technology, and cutting-edge cyber warfare. A major breakthrough came with the Iron Dome's latest upgrade, introducing powerful new interceptors capable of neutralizing hypersonic missiles. In April 2024, Israel successfully tested the AO-4 missile defense system, proving its ability to eliminate threats even in space. Tensions along the borders have reached dangerous new heights. Hezbollah unleashed a relentless barrage of over 300 rockets from southern Lebanon in just the first half of 2024, triggering swift and forceful retaliatory strikes by the Israeli Defense Forces. In response, Israel has heavily reinforced its northern positions and intensified aerial surveillance. Meanwhile, cyber warfare has become another crucial battleground. Israeli intelligence uncovered and thwarted an alarming 78 cyber attacks in 2024, most of which were traced back to Iranian hackers. To counter these digital threats, the Cyber Command has doubled its personnel, ensuring the country remains protected from invisible but devastating cyber assaults. With threats multiplying on all fronts, Israel remains on high alert, fully prepared for any escalations that may arise in 2025. Number 5, India. An emerging powerhouse in Asia is rapidly strengthening its military to prepare for possible conflicts on multiple fronts. The nation's defense budget surged to an astonishing $73 billion in 2024, a sharp 15% rise from the previous year, prioritizing the modernization of its Air Force, Navy, and cyber warfare capabilities. Border tensions with China continue to simmer along the line of actual control, with no resolution in sight. In May 2024, India deployed an additional 5,000 troops after alarming reports of Chinese construction in disputed regions. Satellite imagery has unveiled newly built fortifications on both sides, intensifying the standoff. India's naval strategy has taken a more aggressive turn. The Indian Navy commissioned 2 state-of-the-art destroyers, while significantly expanding its presence in the Indian Ocean to challenge China's growing influence. Military collaborations under the Quad Alliance, including joint maritime drills with the US, Japan, and Australia, have also escalated. Domestically, India's defense industry is witnessing a major boom. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the state-run aerospace giant, recorded a remarkable 28% surge in production in 2024, fueled by lucrative export deals with Southeast Asian and African nations. With border conflicts unresolved and maritime ambitions soaring, India's military buildup for 2025 leaves no doubt it is preparing for whatever challenges lie ahead. Number 4, Russia. Despite facing intense international sanctions, Russia is relentlessly focusing on its military goals. The defense budget for 2024 skyrocketed to $16 billion, making up nearly 7% of its GDP. Military production has surged to wartime levels, with factories operating non-stop to meet the demands. The war in Ukraine remains Russia's top priority. In February 2024, Russian forces seized vital positions near Bakhmut, signaling a powerful shift in momentum. The Kremlin has also ramped up its drone attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure, further intensifying the conflict. Beyond Ukraine, Russia is making bold moves in the Arctic. In May 2024, new missile sites and military bases were revealed to secure resource-rich territories. Russia's military ties with China and Iran have deepened, with joint naval exercises becoming more frequent and complex. The country's conscription system has undergone a major overhaul. In January 2024, Russia raised the maximum age for conscription to 30, adding thousands of new soldiers to its ranks. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu emphasized the need for a self-sufficient military industry as Russia continues its war preparations with no end in sight. Number 3, Ukraine. Ukraine remains locked in a fierce battle for survival against Russian forces in 2024, dedicating a staggering $48 billion to its military, an astonishing 30% of its total GDP. This massive funding is directed toward replenishing artillery, ramping up drone production, and strengthening recruitment efforts. The fight in Donbass has reached new levels of intensity. In the first half of 2024 alone, Ukrainian forces launched over 200 drone strikes on Russian oil facilities, directly targeting critical supply lines. In retaliation, Moscow unleashed devastating airstrikes on major Ukrainian cities, further escalating the conflict. International support has become more crucial than ever. In April 2024, NATO allies stepped up with an additional $50 billion in aid, supplying Ukraine with advanced missile defense systems and heavily armored vehicles. President Volodymyr Zelensky stressed that these resources are not just assistance, but a lifeline for the nation's survival. Meanwhile, Ukraine's defense industry is expanding at an unprecedented rate. Domestic weapons manufacturers produced a shocking 5,000 drones in just the first 3 months of 2024, a staggering 40% increase compared to the previous year. Recruitment centers have also seen a surge in volunteers as thousands of Ukrainians step forward to defend their homeland. With no end to the war in sight, Ukraine's military buildup for 2025 is more determined than ever, ensuring the country remains prepared for whatever lies ahead Number 2, China. China's military buildup is rapidly gaining momentum. The 2024 defense budget skyrocketed to $230 billion, reflecting a 7.6% increase. This surge in spending aligns with Beijing's aggressive plan to assert its dominance over the Indo-Pacific region and beyond. Naval expansion is a primary focus. In just 1 year, China has launched 5 new destroyers and 2 aircraft carriers. Satellite images have also uncovered the construction of additional military bases in the South China Sea, further cementing its control over the area. Taiwan continues to be China's major point of tension. In April 2024, a record 90 Chinese warplanes breached Taiwan's air defense zone in a single day, the largest incursion ever. The People's Liberation Army is actively preparing for what Beijing calls reunification by force, if needed. Cyber attacks originating from China have surged dramatically. U.S. officials reported a shocking 40% increase in Chinese cyber attacks aimed at Pacific region infrastructure. Meanwhile, China is strengthening its military partnerships, notably with Russia. The two countries conducted joint naval exercises in the Sea of Japan, with regional tensions at an all-time high. As China's military power grows, its preparations remain relentless and unchecked. Number 1, United States. The United States continues to hold its title as the leading military force globally, but its readiness for future conflicts has ramped up in 2024. With a defense budget hitting a historic $842 billion, the U.S. is preparing for potential challenges across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. The Indo-Pacific Command has received the largest share of this budget, and in May 2024, the U.S. bolstered its presence in Guam and the Philippines to counter China's rising influence. Military drills with Japan and Australia have also expanded dramatically. In Europe, NATO collaboration has reached unprecedented levels, with U.S. troops taking part in the Defender 2024 exercise, the biggest NATO drill since the Cold War. These maneuvers simulated potential scenarios of Russian aggression, while cyber defense efforts have been heightened. In June 2024, the Pentagon launched a new defense network to shield military infrastructure from foreign cyber attacks, warning that both China and Russia are probing U.S. networks for vulnerabilities. As global tensions escalate, the U.S. military is gearing up for multi-theater conflicts in 2025. The world is teetering on the edge as these 10 nations rapidly enhance their military capabilities. From border disputes to ideological rivalries, the threat of conflict is at its peak in decades. Which of these countries do you think could trigger the next global clash? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.